Hello, everybody. Yes, it's your main man, Hakeem Damon. Welcome to another episode of the Mental Talk. Yes, this is part 2. Now, I know y'all been tuning in to part 1 where it was just only me talking, but I did a pretty good job. I can't front. I did a pretty good job. But, on today, I want more conversation of, mental health and other things. So, on today, y'all should already know, y'all know her from my previous podcast on When the Fans Talk. She took over my podcast. She was going in and going deep. I mean, she was going real deep on my podcast. But on today, I have my dear friend Maria once again.
Hi guys. Happy New Year's.
Now she want to be all quiet now. Like she don't want to talk.
I came to talk.
Came to talk. All right. Well, let's get it on. Let's get hot and spicy up in here. All right. So we talking about the mental health and about last year 2020. It's been a crazy year. 2020 was so crazy. As I was saying in my previous podcast, how, it was hard to cope with our feelings, all the stress, all the frustration we had because we're trying to figure out when the world is going to end, coronavirus. And it's still going today. So how do you feel, about mental health, like your mental health status last year?
I feel like mental health is one of those issues that have been overlooked during this pandemic. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we focus on the financial, we focus on the health, but we don't think about those things we don't see, which is mental health.
Yeah.
It's like humans are supposed to interact with other humans. So it's like you lock a human in a cage in our apartments because we live in New York. We live like our apartments are yet so big. And it's like you're going crazy in these four walls. It's like, for those who are in school, it's like, you're doing your online learning, your remote stuff. For those who can work at home, you're doing your work at home. And it's kind of like a bit of a distraction. But what do you leave to others that don't, that, can't work from home, that are on unemployment,
that's right.
that, are not in school? It's like, what do you do, watch TV all day?
Exactly.
So I have some people, like I know some people like that, and it's like they practice self-care, like, wash their hair, a facial, they learn new skin routines, whatever that is. And it's like, okay, you can do that, but for how long can you do that? You're going to do self-care every day for 2 months?
I don't know. What y'all think out there?
So it's like, I really like those people who would like go to the park and like go for a walk and stuff like that. You can ease your mind.
Yeah.
There was like you meet different people over the internet. Like I saw something on TikTok. It was like rent a friend. And like you get paid like $50 an hour
That's
just
crazy.
to talk to somebody.
I won't even do that because there's
like
strangers out there.
Literally, there's people on the internet willing to pay just to meet new people because that's how lonely they feel.
Wow.
Like that's how we've come.
Now, if y'all feel lonely out there, I'm on. I'm free. Just hit me up. On my Instagram or YouTube page.
Your DMs is open.
Hit me up. Well, no. I mean, it's not open. No. I have someone I'm talking to right now, so I'm off the market. Okay.
Okay.
Are you on the market?
I ain't on the market.
Oh, okay. I'm making sure. So you're off the market. So with that being said, that's a no for us. But anybody else you could do it for.
No, but my DMs are open in the sense like if you need somebody like you need to talk to, like in that sense, like,
me too. Yeah.
You can come and vent. Like it's an open space. It's a free space. It's a safe space. That's what I want to say.
Free and safe, because I'll try to encourage you. Well, she would too. I'll really try to
give
spread
you that
words
motivation.
out there. Because mental health is very serious. Because as I said in my previous podcast, last year 2020, it was just so crazy. Your mind was just going all crazy because you're trying to really cope with your feelings. And mental health is more about like coping your feelings and understanding your surroundings, like what's going on. So 2020 was just so much going on, and we was trying to really find that distraction, in our minds, so that we have to think about coronavirus. But at one point we did have distraction. As I said in my previous podcast, we had the Eric Garner, right? I believe not Eric Garner. George Floyd. Excuse me.
George Floyd. Yeah.
George Floyd. That was a type of little distraction because we came together and protest.
Right.
And that like during that time, we were going with coronavirus, going through all this whole thing, But when that thing happened with George Floyd, it type like brought us, united a little bit.
Right.
Because we wanted justice.
Yeah.
But even after that, we still had to deal with, our mental health. You know, we started to deal with this coronavirus, had to deal with wearing masks, you know, because I hate wearing masks. I don't know about you guys out there.
Yeah.
I hate it. I mean, I wear it every single day to work. You know, I hate it. Made me itching or whatever. I hate it so much. So, you know, it was just crazy, you know. So, like, even, you know, today, if y'all didn't know, I mean, listen to his previous, you know, years from now, but today is Martin Luther King's birthday. January.
It was actually Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. Yeah. Well, it's Friday, but we celebrated on Monday. You know, the second Monday of January, I think, or third Monday of January, if I ain't mistaken. So, you know, Martin Luther King, you know, he was a man that, you know, went through a lot, and I can only imagine, you know, his mental health in regards to trying to really get, you know, civil rights for Black African Americans. You know,
right.
So, you know, going back to there and going back to now, you know, you can see how us as Black people, as African Americans, you know, minority, you know, trying to just get justice, even though the world don't want us to really have justice. Not even trying to go political, you know, not trying to go all, you know, I ain't trying to go on that, you know, it's meant to talk, but it's all with the mind, you know, we, you know, as African Americans, you know, in our minds, we think so much because to our race, because, you know, we don't get treated right. I'm not gonna lie, and sometimes that could affect our mental health too, regards to how we are and our rightful purpose on earth. How you feel about that?
Right. So I feel like as minorities, as Black and brown people, mental health, the conversation about mental health in our communities is looked upon.
Yes.
Like, for example, let's say a 15, 16-year-old tells their parents, like, I'm depressed. They're like, what are you depressed about? Like, you don't have no bills. You don't got to pay no rent. And it's like, I don't have the right to be sad. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't be sad.
Exactly.
It's like I feel sad, but I'm not supposed to be sad because I don't have no bills. So only if you pay bills, you're entitled to be sad.
I don't know.
Like, in our communities, it's such a stigma. Like, oh, that's the devil. Like, I've heard that before. Like,
oh yeah, I know.
I'm depressed. Like, that's the devil's work. Yeah,
no.
like you bring religion into it, and it's like, you know, it doesn't connect. Like, it has nothing to do.
It's all through your mind.
In our communities, we have to open it up that mental health is something real, something that we deal with.
Exactly.
You know, especially, I feel like the biggest thing is like empowering people, because a lot of Black men don't like to talk about like the shit that they feel. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to curse.
Oh, it's all right.
A lot of Black men, they don't talk about like what, like their feelings. You know, they kind of like push it aside, and it's like it just stays in their back of the head, and it's like I can't talk about it because I don't want to look weak.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, you want to look strong, you know, I'm a man, and it's like, it's okay. Like,
yeah,
you know, we're all human. We have feelings.
Hey, y'all, it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, it's a say. It's not. It is. You know, because people always tend to have this mask on, like, oh, I gotta look all like, all smiley all the time. No. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, you gotta let people know I'm not okay. Like, yeah. Like, you know, I'm not okay. Now, sometimes, you know, you may have friends that's close to you that will know, like, that you're not okay. But most of the time, we tend to hide our feelings. Right. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I feel like sometimes your feelings need to be shown so people really see, you know, what you're dealing with, what you're going through. But during that time, when you really show your feelings and your emotions, the person that you show it towards may be the person you need regards to helping you heal. Because what I feel is a lot of people ain't healed. They ain't made whole. That's why they do this mental health, because they're not healing their mind. You know, healing in the mind is very important, because when you heal in the mind, you're able to operate correctly, and actually not even operate correctly, you're able to really move correctly. Because when your mind is going all crazy, you're gonna be crazy. And when you go on, like your mind is not correctly in the right place, you move out of place. So I feel like mental health is very, very strong right now, because there's so much going on, even with this coronavirus vaccine, and then I heard about this new mutation, so COVID-19. Right. So it's just a lot going on in the world, and a lot of people's mental health is just going crazy. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people have anxiety, and it's getting real. You know, it's getting really real that people is killing themselves. Like, people jumping off of buildings, I heard. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, they closed the vessel.
Suicide.
They closed the vessel.
Yeah, because they got you off the building.
The vessel. So the vessel in Hudson Yards, it was closed. It was had like 3 suicides.
Yeah.
Like in the past year or something. Yeah. Or the past few months.
And it's crazy.
But they closed the vessel down, so like no one could go in. but they not focusing on like, okay, New York is hurting. Exactly. Like New York is hurting right now.
We hurting. I'm hurt right now.
not just economically, physically, mentally. Like there's a lot of issues going on in our neighborhoods. You feel me? And it's like it's looked over.
So over. So what's a few issues you want to bring up regards to mental health?
Coping, different ways of coping it. Like there's a lot of people who think like, oh, I don't want to go to no therapist. Like I don't need. That's fine. Who do you trust then? You gotta trust somebody.
Have to.
There's somebody like, even if it's your mom, like even, but sometimes it's hard on some people.
It's hard because sometimes family ain't
let
close.
Let me not say like not even your parents, because it's like sometimes like you can have your parents there, they support you, but when you want to talk about mental health with them, like it's kind of like a detrimental conversation.
Yeah.
There has to be somebody in this earth that you could at least go and have it could be the cashier at Walmart, the cashier at Target, the security guard in Rite Aid. It could be anybody. You feel me? Like this.
I feel you.
I'd rather talk to you for 20 minutes than lose you for like the rest of my life. Like that's how I think about it. Like if there's anybody who like could talk and like they don't trust anybody, like they and they want to talk about their feelings, like I feel like they could talk to me. Like I'm not no psychiatrist, I'm not no therapist, but I'ma listen. Like I'ma really listen to you.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm gonna not that I'm gonna give you my perspective, but I'm gonna tell you how to view the predicament differently, how to cope with your situation, different coping mechanisms. So, you could tap into music. What's your passion? Do you like art? Do you like music? Do you like writing? Do you like helping people? What do you like to do?
That's right.
What do you like to do for fun? You like going to the park? You like going to the beach? What do you like to do?
Your hobbies, yeah.
And it's like, tap into hobbies. You don't have no hobbies, then do you go to school? Do you go to work? Find a passion that you like in life.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but a lot of people who are depressed, they literally throw themselves into work because that's all they have.
That's true. Now,
so they don't deal with it though, but you gotta deal with it. Like, do manifestation, do yoga, go for walks in the park, do whatever it is you gotta do. Take your time off, take your mental health days, take your time to focus on you. It's so important.
That's so true. At times some people can't really find their passion. Now, the only way you can find your passion, is actually understanding your worth. See, it's go real deep. Like, go really, really deep. I ain't gonna really go deep today.
Do you think it goes hand in hand though?
What do you mean? Passion and purpose?
No, passion and your worth.
Yes, because the reason why I say it go hand in hand, because if you know your worth, like if you know how much you're worth, you understand who you really are. And that's going back to what I said in episode 7, your awareness. You become more like reasonable with yourself, and you can try to understand that, listen, I'm worth something on this earth, right? I got a purpose.
Right.
So when you understand your worth, you understand how you should be treated too also, because sometimes people don't, like even mental health, some people, tend to cope with friends, cope with families, but what happened is sometimes, as I said in my previous podcast, sometimes the answer you want, that you expect from that person that's close to you ain't the answer you want.
Right.
And that's why sometimes you got to really check your surroundings and understand who is around you, because sometimes the people around you maybe outgrew you. Maybe people around you maybe ain't right for you anymore. Because sometimes people could be in your life for a reason or for a season. So that's why I said sometimes you got to really think to yourself, and sometimes you got to actually motivate your own self sometimes. If no one else do it, you got to do it. But it all starts with, understanding your worth. Because if you understand your worth, then you understand your purpose. When you start understanding your purpose, then you start developing a passion towards something that will help you push out your purpose. Ain't trying to preach,
I ain't preached on that.
I ain't trying to preach, y'all, but
I ain't preached on that.
Even sometimes, even mental health could be religious too. I mean, some people pray. You could pray to God. It's good praying to God. Don't mind praying. Whatever religion you are, you could pray. Whoever you pray to, you could pray. I'm a Christian, so I pray to God. I pray to the Lord. But sometimes when you pray to God, He give you the answer you need. But sometimes it's good to have that person. With you. I mean, sometimes it's hard to find that person. I understand, because you don't trust nobody. I know that whole saying, don't trust nobody, because, they always say, keep your friends close, your enemy closer, because sometimes your friend can be your enemy too. So sometimes it's hard to be around people, because some people can come like enviness because they want you what you had. They want it. So sometimes it can be hard really coping around people.
Right.
So when you can't cope around people, giving you advice right now, if you can't cope around people, cope around something that make you happy.
Yeah.
It could be music. Shoot, it could even be Netflix. Cause Netflix, I know Netflix had a lot of films last year that a lot of people cope with. You got to try to find your happy spot, your happy space. Matter of fact, try to find your happy space. Because mental health is hard. It's very hard. If you don't try, it gets worse. If you don't try to get better, it will get worse. I'm trying to tell you somebody out there. If you don't try to really cope with your feelings and cope with your mental health, it will get hard. Now, some of the struggles that mental health causes, it could be the lack of love. I want to go deeper on that one because that's another topic right there. But the lack of love. You see,
what do you mean by lack of love? So, like how you show somebody love, or how love is perceived by you?
Both of them. Actually, both of them, because people don't understand true love. That's what it is,
Yeah, but what is love to you? Because love
to me?
Love is no. Listen to this though.
All right.
Love is, what's your love language when it comes to that? Because everyone has different love languages.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I could love you one way, and you could love me another.
True.
Because I have one, and you have another one.
Okay. All right. Well,
so how do you perceive love is the question.
All right, that's a good question. You see, you make me want to think now. You see that? You see, you pushing it out of me. You see, I was gonna go deep, but you want it. But with love, you got to understand, what love really is to you and how. Because sometimes people don't receive the right love family-wise, so they go out in the world trying to get love from other people. Right. And sometimes that could be risky because you may do something that could affect your life in the long run that could be, really bad.
Yeah, detrimental.
So, you got to really understand. Now, my definition of love is sacrifice. That's something to love. Sacrificing for that person no matter what. That's true love.
You think so?
Yeah, sacrificing is true love.
No, for me, relationships romantic relationships.
It depends on what kind of love. You got friend love, you got family love, relationship love.
Yeah, so a romantic relationship to me, like I've always said, all my friends that have asked me, I've always said my answer is sacrifice and compromise.
Okay.
Because you also got to compromise, because y'all not going to see eye to eye with everything.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So it's like, if you willing to do that, then okay, that's love. You feel me? You care about me. But another thing is there respect? Because you can love me and not respect me, because that's two different things.
That's true. But if you really love somebody, you will take a time to really understand their view and try to really come to a conclusion.
Yeah, but some people are selfish.
True.
That's the issue.
Well, I mean, relationship wise, you should know who you're dealing with. That's what I was saying. Right. Relationship, you should, before you even get with somebody, you should really take a time and analyze the person and observe, how can I make this work? For instance, you gotta understand. I always tell people all the time, ask 3 questions before you date somebody. The first question is, do you like them? The second question is it worth it? And the third question is, we go for it. So we get the answer for the first 2 questions. The third one should be easy, because you gotta understand, when you come to somebody's life, you come in their life to really add to their life, not to subtract, or to add. You're not coming to life to
be an asset.
Exactly, be an asset. You're not trying to come
not a liability.
Life. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, we really love somebody, really, really love somebody. You will compromise sometimes, but you come to the conclusion that, you know what, you see it that way. All right. Now, sometimes, as you said again, some people are selfish. Some people are crazy. I mean, people out there in the world is crazy. So sometimes it could be a challenge. Now, sometimes it's good to be challenged, because it really helps you understand who you are and help you grow. So do you feel sometimes it's good to be challenged?
To a certain extent, I feel like it's good to be challenged, but some people can't handle it.
Why they can't handle it?
Some people, if you're not mentally in the right place, you can't handle a challenge.
So how can you?
Right?
How can you really?
Wait, I wanted to say something about what you said.
All right, go ahead.
You said you asked yourself 3 questions, right? Mm-hmm. You ever thought to yourself, you want things to happen naturally? You want things to fall into place naturally? If you like this person, how I thought about it now, now that I'm older, is if I like somebody, I'm going to talk to them. we start dating, it happens naturally. Like, it's not something that is forced. Like, I
feel
no.
Nowadays, never force nothing.
Nowadays, with our generation, everything is like, oh, do we talk or are you my girlfriend? You know what you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so forced. It's so forced. And it's like, just let it be natural. If the person wants to be with you, they will be with you.
True.
What is meant for you will always come back to you.
That's true.
You feel me? Yo. I live by that. I live by that. It's like everything has to come natural. And if it don't, it don't. It's not meant for you. Don't force it though.
Never force it.
Somebody will come.
Exactly. Y'all
and
hear
don't try so hard. Like, don't try so hard. And like, this goes to female and male. Mm-hmm. Whoever's watching, doesn't matter your sex, whatever you identify as. Never force yourself. You know, when you ask somebody, like, when you get to know them, like, oh, what do you look for in a partner, right? Mm-hmm. Never try to mold yourself into being what it is that they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Always be yourself, because a few months down the line, you know, at some point you're going to let that guard down and they're going to see who you really are.
Yep. True colors.
And it's like, and it's like you wasn't like that a few months ago. Why you acting like that now? It's like, no, this is me 100%. What you see is what you get.
That's true. And you know, funny, another thing is that most people suffer, you know, regards to relationship. The mental health, the mental part of it is insecurity. That's the mental part regards to relationship, because a lot of people are insecure of themselves.
Right.
Or they feel like they're not good enough because based on how they've been treated by other people in the past. So sometimes all that hurt and pain you've gone through regards to like previous relationship, it can cause you to be in a place of stagnation where you just don't want to move because you're scared to move, because you feel like if you move, it may get you back to the same place over again.
Right.
And sometimes when you're in that kind of state of mind, it could be hard. And when you're in a state of mind, now you trying to overthink things because you're trying to have this whole perspective of who should come in my life and who should be this, who should be that. But sometimes, you know, based on your previous relationship, it actually help you grow into the person you are, and actually help you understand what you got to do regards to the next person coming in your life, because now you got to really sit back and analyze yourself and make sure that you, in your well-being and your mental health, like you said, I need to really, you know, just chill out. Like, you know, sometimes it's good just to, like, you know, shut down social media, shut down everything, and just, you know, cope with yourself.
Yeah. Stop listening to those
the naysayers.
to the Justin LeBoy toxic post on Instagram. Facts. Stop listening to all that, because that's all front on Instagram.
Facts.
You need to go out into the world and have your own perspective on things, instead of letting social media like influence you so much. Like, you know, you are your own person.
Yeah.
So 2 things I want to say, right?
Oh, go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
The first thing I want to tell you is that in most relationships, like, for example, you are a female and you're looking to date a male. It's a mirror. What does that mean? You look for somebody. No, listen. You look for somebody with tendencies as your father, even if you don't have a relationship with your father.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like the whole Oedipus complex. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The whole Oedipus complex. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I'm going to tell you is, if you are in a relationship and you are having a mental health issue, get right before your relationship get left. And that is the best advice I can give anybody. That is the best advice.
Say that again.
If you in a relationship, right? And your mental health is not okay, get right before you get left. What does that mean? If you're not in a good pace, if you're not in a good space, mentally, your relationship won't be. And then there's people who run from that.
Yep.
Like, there's people who, they're not in a good place mentally, and they will dodge the relationship. Like, they will completely go MIA, ghost you and everything.
That's
and you didn't do nothing wrong. They just can't deal with it right now.
Yeah, that's true. And it's all right to tell the person that you're dealing with too.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, some people are embarrassed, like, to say like they have mental health, because it's like, but it's true. But it's understandable though why you're embarrassed.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh my God, like, people gonna think I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
so if you have a mental health issue and you want to be private about it, that's fine. If you want to be open about it, that's fine too. Because transparency is very good.
Yes.
I feel like when it comes to if you're a person who has transparency with mental health, other people will look up to you and they'll check themselves. Exactly. They'll be like, do I have that? Like, I'm not wrong for having this and that. Like, oh my God, it is a common thing.
Yeah.
If you take medication for whatever mental health you have, that's okay. You know?
It is.
And especially at our age, I feel like if you at least have one friend or one partner that you confide in, that you have a mental health issue and that you're taking antidepressants for, you should let them know, because you know us, like, we're young, we like to go party, we like to go drink and have fun and stuff like that. And you shouldn't be mixing antidepressants with alcohol. And I know a lot of people who do it, and that is so risky.
People's crazy.
And it's like, you know, you playing with your life. Like, what are you doing?
That's the question. Ask yourself, what am I doing?
Mental health is so touchy. Like, I don't think people understand, like, the importance of it, and it's so looked
So have you dealt with in your, you know?
Personally,
I mean, if you want to get personal, I don't know. You want to?
I think, you know, let's just keep that private, right?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it.
I have been around a lot of people who suffer from mental health.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people close to me, and you know, it's like I'm in school and like I take a few psychology courses like that, and like, I don't want to diagnose my own people, but it's like, I think you got this because I read about it, I learned about it, you giving me all the signs, but it's like, and then you know what's another thing? In my family, like in my culture, there's a lot of narcissism, a lot, and that influences another person who has mental health issues, because it's like, you know, you feel like I'm not good enough, like I'm crazy, like the whole family looks at me like this because I'm this way. Or like all my friends look at me like this because I'm this way. You feel me? And it shouldn't be that way. Because a lot of people like to make themselves like the alpha, like they're perfect. And it's like, yo, I know your life falling apart right now. Stop trying to pretend like you're perfect. And it's okay. We not perfect.
We not.
Look at Trump. He got the power. He got the money.
Money don't mean anything.
But I'm not going to say the word.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's nothing.
Let's just say clown. Let's just say clown.
It's not everything either. So anybody that think that, money is not everything.
Bro, you can have all the money in the world and not be happy.
It's true. It's true, because, you know, Robin Givens? Something like that. The one that's the actor, the one that committed suicide.
Williams.
Robin, yeah. He committed suicide. He had all the money. He committed suicide. Matter of fact, the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
That wasn't suicide, though.
No, well, he took pills. He couldn't sleep.
He's painkillers, though.
Yeah.
He overdosed on painkillers.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that he took pills because he couldn't sleep at night.
I mean, Michael Jackson's case is a little touchy. Let's talk about what's
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's touchy. I don't want
Kate Spade. Kate Spade, the designer.
Yeah.
She left her fortune to her dog or something. I read that somewhere.
Really?
But Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain.
Who was that?
He's like a chef who like would travel internationally. He had a show on like travel TV or
something. Probably did so. I didn't keep up.
He committed suicide. And it's like,
wow.
It's like, oh my God, these people seem so perfect. Yeah. Nobody took the time out to listen.
Mental health, I'm telling you.
They didn't check themselves. And yo, it's so important for y'all to talk to yourselves and you check yourself. Make sure you do what you love.
Yep.
Even if it's by yourself. Like if you're the type of person that you like to go out, let's say for example, you're the type of person you like to go out, you like to go to restaurants and experience good food.
That's right.
None of your friends like doing that. None of your friends are available. Yo, go by yourself and do that.
Yeah,
enjoy
why
that.
not?
Because that's what you like. Do what you like.
I agree.
Do what you love. Do what makes yourself happy.
Exactly. Invest in yourself, because at the end of the day, only you know you better than anybody else know you.
You don't always, even if it's a vacation. You ever seen those? Like people take solo trips like for self-love.
Yeah.
Growing up, I thought that was so weird. That was so crazy. Like somebody in the movies,
true.
somebody's at the movies and they're by themselves and it's like, oh.
Yeah, they had no date.
And
stand them up.
No date. Like they stood. He got stood up. He got stood up.
Word. That man made fun of him.
Now it's like, yo, I get it. It's like, I get it. You like going to the movie. You enjoy watching. Go by yourself. Do what you got to do.
It's that self-love. Self-love is very, very important.
Yeah. Like, and once you find that, nobody could take that from you.
Exactly. Like to the point, like even someone come in your life and live your life because you got that self-love, you don't worry about it.
You're going to be great always.
Because your awareness, you know, is authentic. You know who you are. You know where you're going. You know what time it is. So it's very important to have self-love, y'all. If you have mental health out there, please please love yourself. Don't beat up on yourself. Because a lot of people tend to do that. Beat up on themselves. Like, oh, it was me. Oh, I did that. Oh, it was my fault. It was me. Sometimes it ain't your fault. No, don't always blame yourself. Even if you do blame yourself, as I always had a stand, never let your mistakes be your weight, but let it be your make. Let me say that again. Never let your mistakes be your weight, but let it be your make. all your mistakes you make in life, don't let it weigh on you that you can't become better. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to become better. But it all starts with you at the end of the day. Do you want to be better? That's the question you want to ask somebody out there.
And don't beat yourself up because you're not the first person to have it to.
Yeah.
You know how many, 7 billion people in the world? 7 billion people in the world. You think you're the only one going through that? Yeah. You think you're the only one that failed that class last semester?
Listen.
I get it, your GPA went down, but there's people last semester who failed probably every class.
Listen, y'all. It's very key. Your mind is so powerful, you know? You can't allow things to affect you. I mean, it may affect you, but don't let it overwhelm you.
Right.
To the point that you become stagnant and don't want to move and don't want to even take a risk. Sometimes taking a risk could be a miss. As I said in my previous guy, it could be a miss, but sometimes you need to take a risk in order to understand, where you at.
Right.
Because sometimes we don't know. We don't know where we at. So sometimes when something happens in our life, you tend to really be like, oh, snap. Now I know. I got to hold up. I got to get back to myself. So I always say self-development and self-evaluation is very key because you got to understand, yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you have mental health, you got to really understand why I have it. Like why I have depression, why I have anxiety, why I'm dealing this way, why I feel this way. Because sometimes it could be even something from previous years that we haven't let go. That's another thing too. Sometimes
pent up trauma you never dealt with.
Yeah, that trauma. Oh, that's the word right there. That's what I'm looking for. Trauma. That's a very key word. That's a lot of people have. A lot of people are dealing with trauma. Matter of fact, 2020 alone was traumatizing.
I agree.
It was traumatizing because we just couldn't understand. Like, yo, what is this? Like, even myself, like, last year, I agree. Like, I'll be personal myself. Last year, around my birthday, April, I had a whole plan for my birthday. I was going to do that. I was going on a cruise. Next thing you know, Corona came and took my birthday away. And I was traumatized. I was like, oh, man, my 23rd birthday, Michael Jordan year, I couldn't celebrate my 23rd birthday. Like, I was tight. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad.
At some point, you won't get to enjoy that.
Yeah, I know.
You might be a little older, but you gonna do what you got to do. You feel me?
I had to really, cope with my feelings, my emotions, because it was like, something them. Then not even that, one of my friends' father died on my birthday too. So I was dealing with a lot of emotions during that time. I was mad about my birthday, then I was a little sad about my friend's father passing because of COVID-19. So it was a lot of emotions I was doing. So I was trying to really understand my mental health, understand how to cope with your you gotta try to, as I said in my previous podcast. Don't try to let your emotions get the best of you. Try not to let your emotions get ahead of you.
Right.
Because whenever your emotions get ahead of you and the best of you, you will act out of character. You will act out a different kind of way. And then when you catch yourself, you be like, oh no, did I do that? Did I yell at you like that? Oh no. And then now you're going to feel real bad. Because you may say something you don't want to say. You said it already, so now you got to really catch yourself. So sometimes, you really got to really understand, like, listen, I'm a little emotional right now. Maybe it's time for me to, be in a corner by myself until I'm ready to talk. Sometimes you can tell people, I'm ready to talk right now. I don't want to talk right now. It's all right. It's all right to tell people that. Like, oh, you know what? I'm not in the mood to talk. Because sometimes you got to save yourself from saying something that will risk yourself in the future because, it happened many times people say something, and they be like, oh, shoot. I should never have said that. Or they may actually bring up something that was a secret, and because they're so upset, so angry, and with their mental health, they would just say it because they're upset. They overwhelmed by what's going on, and they was trying to just attack you. Don't try to be an attacker. Don't try to attack people because your mental health is crazy. Don't try to be an attacker. If you feel like you attack, that's the time when you got to really, grab yourself and cope with your feelings strong. Because, we live in a world now that people is crazy. People will kill you. Ain't no, no, they going to kill you. They going to shoot you right there. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be very careful how your response is also, too, and how your tone is because, this world is crazy, Especially this whole corona thing. People's trying to figure out, what's next. Some people lost their jobs. So we're trying to really cope with regards to, living from paycheck to paycheck. So it's like a lot going on in the world, and like you got to be very careful how you respond to people. Now,
Right.
where I work at Home Depot, I said in my previous podcast, some people come to my job upset, mad, be complaining about life, and I try to be that person to make them smile, you know, make them laugh, or you never know. That may be the only time of the day that they laugh or that they feel good. Whenever you see someone that have bad mental health, try to make them smile. Try to say something that's encouraging or something that's very inspirational to make them feel better. Because it's hard. It's not easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy. Mental health is not easy at all. Like you really need someone that could really help you understand what you gotta do and steps. It's a whole process. It's not no, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna be all right. No. You're gonna be all right, but it's a process of being all right. It's a process of healing. Healing is a process. Healing could take about a couple of years. Not no 1 year, not no 4 months. Sometimes some people, as I say again, and you said earlier, everybody's different. Everybody's, how I am, maybe me and her is different. How she see things, maybe it's the way I see things. But at the day, we all got to take a stand and really stand firm that, listen, I want to be better. You can leave in the comments. If you want to talk about mental, if you have mental health, you want to talk, you want more advice, or you want to be in the show, leave a comment below. Leave it on YouTube or wherever you're listening to, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Leave a comment. I would love to hear what you got to say because, mental health is so serious. Like, it's no joke. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are just want to throw in the towel. And, a lot of people that died didn't have a chance to live out their purpose. A lot of people that passed and committed suicide, they had a chance to really, understand their life and understand what they got to do or even reach their potential. A lot of people didn't have a chance to reach their potential. So it's very certain, it's very critical and serious because it's critical talking about your personal self. It's hard sometimes, but it's serious because if you really want to be free, you got to speak up. Closed mouth won't get fed, as they say. If you really want to be free, you got to speak up.
But even if you don't speak up, find something. Do something.
Find something.
Let it all out. Even if it's anger that you have, pent up anger, go to the park.
Do boxing.
Do boxing or go to the park, buy a carton of eggs and start throwing eggs at trees. I have friends who do that.
Wow, that's crazy.
I have friends who have done
trees.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, throw eggs at trees.
All them good eggs, man. Oh, come on now. If anybody throwing eggs at a tree, I'm going to grab the eggs and take it with me. That's free eggs for me. All right? I need to eat some eggs and bacon when I get home, okay?
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, we just trying to help y'all understand the Mental Talk Part 2. We just trying to help y'all understand out there that mental health is serious, and we trying to give y'all advice and understanding towards it that, you got to get better. Because at the end of the day, you could be your biggest enemy. You could be the hindrance regards to getting your breakthrough, regards to getting your healing. Because you got to take the stand. You got to take the steps. Like, we can help you. Like, we can say what we got to say until we turn blue. But the only thing that will make you, understand it is if you take heed to what we're saying. Because I realize there's people that listen to you, but won't receive from you. That's what I realized. Growing up, I'm up 24. I'm getting a little old now. So I can understand certain people that people listen to you but won't receive from you. They'll only take out bits of what you say that sounds good towards them, but they won't understand the full statement what you said.
Right.
So that's why I say you got to really, careful how you say certain things in your speech, your tone, like your body movement, because at the end of the day, everybody's dealing with something. She's dealing with something. I'm dealing with something. Y'all dealing with something out there. So we all trying to really cope with our feelings.
Right.
We all trying to cope with our emotions. We all trying. Like, this whole world is trying to cope with this whole corona thing, with this whole president thing, Joe Biden, Trump, his whole thing, even the Capitol thing, what happened in Capitol. We all trying to understand, what's going on, So you got anything you want to say, any last words before we close?
Guys, just, if you don't trust anybody, find something you love. Don't keep all of that inside because, you will reach a breaking point. And that's it. Best of luck.
That's what you want to say? I think you say more than that.
No,
oh, wow.
I kept it simple.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. It's another thing, too. Keep it simple. Don't try to be all going on quick. Just keep it simple. We're like, you know what? I'm not okay. I'm dealing with stuff, and, you know, I just need help. See? Just like that. You don't have to go on deep like, oh, you know, yesterday I was this. You don't have to tell the whole story. I mean, if you want to, you could. If you feel comfortable with that person, tell the whole, you could do that. But I feel like sometimes you just got to say, listen, I'm not okay. I'm dealing with this and that. You know, like even previous, you know, last year with a lot of people I know passed, I told my best friend, I said, I'm not okay. I'm hurting right now.
Yeah.
I'm hurt. That's what I said.
Yeah, and also don't let people diminish you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for example, you say you have a situation and someone brings up like, oh, but there's world hunger. And it's like, yeah, but I don't feel well. You know, like, stick to your ground.
They definitely would do it. Like, they definitely would try to bring something up to change the subject. That's why you got to know who you're surrounding. You got to know who to trust. As I always say, if there's no trust, it will rust. Remember that. If there's no trust, it will rust. It could be relationship, friendship, whatever ship it is. If there's no trust, it will rust. You know, that's all I want to leave right there. So. I know we preached to y'all today. You know, she always make me, you know, go out, you know, out my way. She always make me want to think out the box, you know. But it's all right. I like that. You know, I like talking. But so thank you again, Maria. Thank you for coming on to my podcast, Mental Talk.
Thank you for having me.
She said she did say that, you know, in my first podcast, she said something's coming this year. I don't know if it's still coming or not.
No, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. Okay.
It works.
So, you know, all her fans, you know, because she got a lot of fans, you know, she boosted me up on my podcast. I was like, my God, I got 70 views. I was like, oh, shoot. God, I don't get much love like that, but when she got on my podcast, I was like, man. Yeah. So for all her fans out there,
not my fans, everybody who support me, I love y'all. Y'all believe in me.
Support her support system. You know, I'm part of it too. You know, it's coming. Her thing is coming. So y'all get ready for that. You know, so we will have her on sooner or later, another time, on the original podcast when the fans talk. So hope y'all enjoyed. As I said again, if you want to follow her, if you want to text her, you hit up on Instagram. She can tell you. I don't even want to text. You know, it's up to you if you want to say it. Do you want to say Instagram?
No. Whoever wants my Instagram, I'll give it to y'all personally.
All right, so you just, you know, leave a comment. If you want Instagram, leave a comment. You know, as I said again, we need help regards to mental health. You know, we open to talk to you.
Yeah. I'll give you my Instagram if you want to talk.
Now, I'll be real, you know, I work. So, you know, you hit me up, I may not answer right away. So, hopefully, you be all right with that, okay? I may answer a couple of hours later. You know, hopefully, you answer back with me and not be frustrated with me. You know, I'm trying my best to work with you. But, yeah. So, if anything, you can follow When the Fans Talk. You see the flyer here at When the Fans Talk _19. So, again, at When the Fans Talk _19. There's way more things coming your way. A lot of information is going to be put out there for the next couple of months for the season 3 opening next month, February. We'll be talking about music and culture. Maria will be on again talking about, you know, culture and music. She'll be doing her thing, you know. I know she has a surprise for us. I don't know what. But she'll be coming back, so y'all stay tuned for that. For music and culture next month. Y'all just stay safe, you know. Stay safe. You know, stay safe, y'all. Next thing, you know, part 3, because it's a 4-part series. Part 3 is coming out real soon. I have a guest coming that actually we're going to be collabing. Because he have his own podcast. He have his own book that's coming about. So he's going to talk about his book and also mental health regards to African Americans. He's going to be going in depth. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let him talk because, I know what he's going to say. If I talk, but I think he's going to say a lot more than me. But y'all stay tuned for that. Part 4. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna tell y'all if it's coming out or not. I'll let y'all know next week for part 4 because I gotta see who guests I can get again, or maybe I get Maria again if she's available. You know, she's busy. But so y'all stay tuned for part 3. This is part 2. Share the love, spread the news, like, comment, share. Like, comment, and share. I want to see that support. I want to see that support team from her side and my side. Even though her side is a bit more higher than mine. But, I want to see all that likes, all the love. Y'all share it, man. We need some love in the world. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so I hope y'all, enjoy our talk, our conversation. We really got deep into a lot of stuff. If y'all was encouraged, y'all was touched, you can leave a comment, say I really enjoyed it, and I'll like it, give you a feedback. Yeah, give us some feedback, yo. Give us some feedback. I want to hear y'all. I want to hear what I got to say, because I really want to see where y'all at, like, if y'all understood what we was talking about mental health, all right? So y'all stay tuned for part 3. This is part 2. Y'all, please like, comment, share. We on TikTok. We on Instagram. We on Facebook, we on iHeartRadio, we on TuneIn Radio, we on Spotify, we on a lot of stuff. Even YouTube. YouTube is a video, though. All right, YouTube is a video. If y'all see the video of this part 2, it's on YouTube, all right? So y'all stay tuned for that. So long, y'all. And part 3 will be coming to you very soon. But, y'all just stay safe. And please, your mind is serious. Please take care of your mind. Got any last words you want to say before I end?
Take care.
Take care. All right, y'all. So stay tuned for Mental Talk Part 3 with yours truly, Akeem Damon. So long, y'all. Be safe and wear a mask.